Welcome to the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center. In 2004, a national level institute AMGITA has been started in the field of engineering and technology as per guidelines of All India Council for Technical Education AICTE New Delhi. AMGITA is approved by AICTE New Delhi, Gujarat State and affiliated to Gujarat Technological University Ahmedabad, which is also known as GTU. Our goal is to be an institute of generative ideas so that we remain relevant to our society. The AMGITA has always been an organization on move with continuous effort on improving its processes and to maintain its relevance to the Indian science scenario, with adding new programs in its programmatic portfolio. We strongly believe in overall development of students, so for that we provide them a different platform like state level tech fest, project fair, different sports activity, which helps students to teach teamwork and problem solving skills to get physical health benefits, boost self esteem, and reduce pressure and stress for prove their skills in distinct area. Welcome to the lecture of Power System Operation and Control. Myself, Professor Gaurang C. Patel from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. So, student, today we are going to study about the chapter number 3, that is reactive power and voltage control. And in today's lecture, we will discuss one very important theory, and it was asked many times in GTU examination, that is the reactive power requirement of an uncompensated line. So students, today we are going to discuss, as I told you, that is reactive power requirement of uncompensated line, which is a very important theory regarding the power system operation and control. As we know, that is a reactive power is essential to transfer the power from one end to the another end, and when you are considering a transmission line and when we are not providing any compensation, that how much reactive power it is required, that we will discuss in this theory in detail. Okay, so students, let begins. Okay students, so we will start with our chapter number 3. That is, in chapter number 3 we will take this session for the reactive power requirement of an uncompensated line. Okay, so what is reactive power requirement of uncompensated line, we will see. First of all, what is the uncompensated line? Okay students, so what is uncompensated line? That means that we are not compensating that line, that means जिसे हमने compensation provide नहीं किया है. Okay, compensation, that means if it's need any reactive power, that what we are doing, we will give the extra arrangement and we will give the reactive power through that extra arrangement with the capacitor bank or with the fax devices, etc. ओके, सो ये चीज़ से जो हम उसे जो रिएक्टिव पावर चाहिए वो प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, उसे क्या बोलते हैं? कंपनसेशन. ओके, बट हियर इज इन दिस केस व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग द रिएक्टिव पावर रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ एन अनकम्पनसेटेड लैंड. दैट मीन्स जिसे कुछ भी कंपनसेशन नहीं दिया गया है उसे कितना रिएक्टिव पावर चाहिए, हाउ मच रिएक्टिव पावर does it require that transmission line. Okay, now in a previous, just a moment, I think someone wants to enter. Okay, so where we are? Okay, so what is reactive power? Reactive power is actually the need of any power system because it will help you to generate the magnetic field in your generator. Okay, because हमारे जनरेटर में क्या होता है? हमारे जनरेटर में होता है वाइंडिंग, और वाइंडिंग दैट इज प्योरली इंडक्टिव, एंड दिस इंडक्टिव winding or coil that required reactive power to produce the magnetic field. So that reactive power we must have to give it to them, and we know that in our power system, that is 80% or more than 80% load are inductive, and because we are using most probably the single phase or three phase induction motors, and what we are using in three phase or single phase induction motor, we are using the windings, that is coil, and that is in the nature of inductance. And due to the producing that magnetic field, what we require to produce magnetic field, we require the produce magnetic field the reactive power. अगर हमें reactive power उन्हें चाहिए मैग्नेटिक फील्ड प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए, तो हमें उसे देना भी, प्रोवाइड भी करना पड़ेगा रिएक्टिव पावर. सो दैट्स व्हाई रिएक्टिव पावर इज वेरी नेसेसरी. ओके, नाउ come into the topic, that is reactive power requirement of an uncompensated line. Okay, so first of all, over here that you can see E is equal to sending end voltage. Okay, so E is equal to sending end voltage. That means, just a moment. Okay, so E is equal to sending end voltage. Okay, sending end voltage, that means जो 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 एक साइड से हम सेंड कर रहे हैं, जो प्रोड्यूस किया हुआ है पावर, वो जो सेंड करते हैं उस साइड का जो वोल्टेज है, दैट इज नॉन एज द सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज. एंड V स्टैंड्स फॉर द, ओवर हियर V स्टैंड्स फॉर द रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज. ओके, सो टू टर्म्स है हमें यहाँ पे इस क्वेश्चन के आंसर में याद रखने के लिए. देखिए ये क्वेश्चन GTU में 2017 में ऑलरेडी पूछा जा चुका है. ओके, सो मस्ट टेक केयर ऑफ इट. So we can say E is equal to sending end voltage and V is equal to receiving end voltage. So E और V में हमें कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है कि भाई E क्या है और V क्या है. तो सबसे पहले तो E, क्योंकि ये दोनों टर्म्स रिपीट होंगे हमारे जो आंसर है उसमें. ओके, सो व्हाट इज E? दैट इज E इज इक्वल टू सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज एंड V इज इक्वल टू रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज. जो रिसीविंग एंड पे जो हमारे जनरेटर्स लगे हुए हैं उसके टर्मिनल पे हम जो वोल्टेज मेजर करेंगे वो है रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज, एंड दैट इज डिनोटेड बाय द V. ओके, द नेक्स्ट term that is given, for the maximum and successful power transfer in the network, the phase angle between E and V is delta. Okay, it means sending end voltage E leads the receiving end voltage V by angle delta. Okay, now what it's want to say to us, that is मैक्सिमम एंड सक्सेसफुल पावर ट्रांसफर. यहाँ पे हम क्या अज्यूम कर रहे हैं कि भाई अनकम्पनसेटेड लाइन है, उसे कोई कंपनसेशन की ज़रूरत नहीं है, मतलब कि एक लॉसलेस लाइन है, यहाँ पे कोई लॉस नहीं हो रहा है. और जो पावर हम सेंडिंग एंड से भेज रहे हैं, वाट एवर द पावर वी सेंडिंग, that exactly that power is the receiving at that receiving end voltage. अगर इसे हम समझना चाहें तो क्या हम समझ सकते हैं कि भाई जितना भी पावर सेंडिंग एंड से हम भेज रहे हैं उतना ही पावर हमें रिसीविंग एंड में मिल रहा है. तो उसके लिए क्या कंडीशन होगी कि भाई फेज एंगल जो है E और V, दैट मीन्स सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज एंड रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज के बिटवीन जो भी फेज एंगल है वो कितना होना चाहिए, दैट इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा. ओके, क्योंकि फेज एंगल बहुत मैटर करता है पावर ट्रांसफर करने में, दैट वी ऑल नो. फेज एंगल दैट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स योर पावर फैक्टर cos 5. अगर ये नियरली यूनिटी होगा तो आपका मैक्सिमम पावर सेंडिंग एंड से रिसीविंग एंड तक पहुंचेगा. दैट्स वाई वी आर कंसिडरिंग ओवर हियर, that is the power angle between E and V, that is delta. I hope that you can understood that. Now for that, what equation we can be written it down. Once again I will just read it for you guys. That is, for the maximum and successful power transfer in the network, the phase angle between E and V is delta. It means sending end voltage E leads the receiving end voltage V by angle delta. तो E क्या कर रहा है, डेल्टा एंगल से लीड कर रहा है वोल्टेज V से. दैट मीन्स E का जो एंगल है वो V से लीड कर रहा है, दैट तो ही अपना मैक्सिमम पावर ट्रांसफर होगा. ठीक है, क्योंकि सेंडिंग एंड में ज़्यादा पावर है तभी हम रिसीविंग एंड तक उतना वोल्ट पावर भेज सकते हैं. ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई दैट इज E लीड्स द रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज V, and we can write down over here E is equal to E into exponential of J delta. Okay, now this term exponential of J delta is given over here. Okay, now why that is exponential of J delta is given over here, that also I will explain to you. Okay, so ये इक्वेशन से हमें क्या पता चलता है एक्सपोनेंशियल ऑफ जे डेल्टा से. कि भाई जो भी पावर हमारा ट्रांसफर हो रहा है वो एक्सपोनेंशियल है। ओके, सो उसकी वजह से क्या होगा कि भाई पावर that is increase when we are going to transfer from sending end to the receiving end, because there is no, no losses we are considering over here, because we didn't need or we are not providing any compensation. Okay, so now it is an exponential function. Now we all know that एज पर द साइनोसॉइडल फंक्शन उसका दो पार्ट होंगे, एक रियल पार्ट हमारे साइनोसॉइडल सिग्नल का और एक होगा हमारा इमेजिनरी पार्ट। ओके, सो देयर इज अ टू पार्ट्स ऑफ दैट वोल्टेज इफ वी आर कंसिडरिंग द साइनोसॉइडल सिग्नल, that is cos delta, and over here that is sin delta. Delta, that is nothing but the phase angle between E and V. So over here there is a two part of that particular sending end voltage, that is sending end voltage E into cos delta plus j sin delta. Okay students, so this equation we are considering here as an equation number 6. Okay, so ये equation को हमें याद रखना है, it is very important equation for our theory. Okay, now if we proceed further, the next term that is given sending end voltage over here, that is given sending end voltage in a long transmission line is given as E is equal to V cos H gamma L minus IRZ0 into sin H gamma L. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, अब यहाँ पे क्या दिया गया है कि भाई हमारा सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज कितना है, हाउ मच सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज इज देयर। तो भाई सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज इज दैट इज V cos H gamma L. V cos H gamma L दैट मीन्स जितना वोल्टेज हमारा रिसीव हो रहा है माइनस जो भी यहाँ पे IRZ0 जितना जो ड्रॉप हो रहा है वो है हमारा सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज। ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई दे आर कंसीडरिंग सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज E is equal to V cos H omega L minus IRZ0 sin H omega L. Okay, now over here that is once again the y that is considering for the propagation constant. Okay, and cos H that is nothing but the hyperbola function, because our cosine we send the sending end voltage and this voltage is not equal at each and every line. Okay, so that's why we are considering this propagation constant as well. Okay, now don't be confused with the term y, that is propagation constant. We can also, I will just show you what is propagation constant is. Okay, so ये equation आपको पता चल गया कि भाई sending end voltage E is equal to what, that is V cos H gamma L. L यहाँ पे क्या है, टोटल जो लेंथ है हमारे ट्रांसमिशन लाइन की वो है, y क्या है, प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट है, और ये दोनों कॉस एंड साइन टर्म हमने जो डिराइव की हुई है, इमेजिनरी है और ये जो जे साइन डेल्टा इमेजिनरी और ये रियल पार्ट, ये दोनों पार्ट है। तो हमारा टोटल वोल्टेज कितना पहुंच रहा है यहाँ पे कि भाई E इज इक्वल टू V cos H omega L minus IRZ0 sin H omega L, जहाँ पे V cos H omega L जो है that is your receiving end voltage माइनस जितना भी ड्रॉप IRZ0 है टोटल ट्रांसमिशन लाइन का वो। नाउ Y that is, oh sorry, gamma that is propagation constant. Now what is propagation constant, students? So the propagation constant is a measure of changes in a sinusoidal electromagnetic wave in terms of a amplitude and phase. Okay, now once again I will repeat, propagation constant is a measure of changes in sinusoidal electromagnetic wave in terms of a amplitude and phase while propagating through a medium. That means what, जब हम एक सिग्नल सेंड करते हैं, कौन सा सिग्नल सेंड कर रहे हैं, वोल्टेज का सिग्नल हमारा क्या है, साइनोसॉइडल। ओके, सो व्हाट इट विल बी सेज दैट जब हम साइनोसॉइडल सेंड करते हैं सिग्नल तो क्या होता है कि भाई वो एक बार मैक्सिमम पॉजिटिव होता है, एक बार मैक्सिमम नेगेटिव होता है, तो वो अपने एम्पलीट्यूड चेंज करता रहता है। ओके, विद अकॉर्डिंग टू द डायरेक्शन। सो वो अपनी एम्पलीट्यूड कितनी चेंज करता है, वो कौन से उसका फेज एंगल कितना चेंज हो रहा है, वो जानने के लिए हम क्या करते हैं कि भाई हमने एक प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट डिसाइड किया है कि भाई वो प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट हमें बताएगा कि आपका जो वोल्टेज आपने साइनोसॉइडल सिग्नल सेंड किया है वो कितने फेज एंगल से और कितने एम्पलीट्यूड से वेरी हो रहा है. दैट्स व्हाई दिस प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट इज कम इनटू द पिक्चर. सो दिस इक्वेशन that you may understood that E is equal to V cos H gamma L minus IR Z0 sin H omega sin H gamma L. So what all are the parameters are given over here? That is your gamma is equal to propagation constant. Okay, then L, this is your L, that is nothing but your transmission line length. Now that is Z0. Okay, Z0, that is your characteristic impedance. Okay, so each and every term now known to you. Okay,
સર આ ઉપરના ઇક્વેશનમાં પેલું મેગ્નેટ્યુડ નહીં માનક
which one?
E equal to E into cos delta plus J sin delta વાળુંમાં ફર્સ્ટ
E into cos delta plus
હા એમાં
J
આ
sin delta.
ઉપર મેગ્નેટ્યુડ નહીં
You are talking about this equation number 6. This one, na?
હા હા સર
This is the equation. It is just for the receiving end voltage. Oh, sorry, sending end voltage. And this is only there are two terms associated with sinusoidal voltage, that is cos delta plus J sin delta, because our sinusoidal signal having one real term and one imaginary term. That's why two. અને આ જે એક્સપોનેન્શિયલ જે ડેલ્ટા છે તેને આપણે જ્યારે નેચરલ ફોર્મમાં લાવીએ ત્યારે આ cos ડેલ્ટા પ્લસ જે sin ડેલ્ટા એનું કન્વર્ઝેશન થશે. Get it?
ઓકે સર
Okay, we will discuss in this in that discussion session. Okay, આ બાકીના આમાં ખબર પડે છે ને, that is how this E is there.
હા હા
Still if not, I will give you a time for the discussion, for that discussion section. Okay, ખ્યાલ આવે છે ને વિશાલ?
હા સર
Okay, then we will move forward, students. Now let's see, that is L is equal to transmission line length and Z0 is equal to characteristic impedance. So each and every term that is associated with this equation, what are they are stands for that is given over here. Okay, now we all know that our characteristic impedance. What is characteristic impedance? Impedance we are considering as a Z. Okay, Z भी हमारा क्या है कि भाई ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में जो हमारा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिव पैरामीटर है, इंडक्टिव रिएक्टेंस, कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस, ओके, रेजिस्टेंस, वो सब का जब कॉम्बिनेशन हमें एक रेजिस्टेंस के रूप में देना होता है तो हम क्या टर्म डिराइव करते हैं उनके लिए? इम्पीडेंस का टर्म डिराइव करते हैं. ओके, सो उनके लिए हमारे पास एक इक्वेशन है कि भाई हियर Z0 इज इक्वल टू रूट ऑफ ZY. ओके, दिस इक्वेशन वी ऑलरेडी नो दैट व्हाट इज इम्पीडेंस, दैट इज इक्वल टू root of Z by Y. Okay, now root of Z by Y, that means इसकी जो वैल्यू होगी root of Z by Y की, उतना हमारा इम्पीडेंस होगा. अंडरस्टैंड स्टूडेंट्स? रूट ऑफ जेड वाई. अब जेड क्या है भाई? जेड क्या है? दैट इज जेड इज नथिंग बट योर सीरीज impedance. Okay, now series impedance and shunt impedance, that also you known very well. In transmission line it is always present, because सीरीज impedance हमें किससे मिलता है कि भाई हमारे जो इंडक्टर्स होते हैं सीरीज कनेक्टेड हमारे ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में, वो जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड पैरामीटर है, जो इंडक्टर होते हैं वो हमें क्या देंगे? सीरीज इंपीडेंस प्रोवाइड करेंगे. ओके, इट इज अ वन काइंड ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस. एंड शंट एडमिटेंस, ड्यू टू द कैपेसिटिव इफेक्ट वी विल गेट द शंट एडमिटेंस इन द ट्रांसमिशन लाइन. सो वी have to consider this both parameters. Okay, series impedance and shunt admittance, then we will get our characteristic impedance. So उसके लिए हमारे पास एक इक्वेशन है भाई कि भाई Z0 is equal to root of Z by Y. Now we already know that what is Z. सीरीज impedance के लिए हमारे पास क्या है? हमारा जो रेजिस्टेंस है प्लस j ओमेगा L. Okay, that is angular displacement into the length of that conductor or transmission line, you can say that. And oh sorry, j omega L, that is the L that is stands for the inductance. Okay, now r plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. G, that is stands for the shunt conductance plus your capacitive reactance. Okay, so that is Z by Y is equal to, यहाँ पे Z का जो इक्वेशन है वो हमने लिखा है R plus j omega L और Y का जो है G plus j omega C, और इसके रिलेटेड जितने भी ये टर्म्स है that is given to over here, that is R is equal to series resistance, L is equal to series inductance, G is equal to shunt conductance, C is equal to capacitance, Z is equal to series impedance, and Y is equal to shunt admittance. So students, I hope you will get up to the equation number 8. Okay, as we said that whatever the query we will discuss in our discussion session, so I will just proceed it as I assume that you hope you understood it very well. Okay, now दिस इज वंस अगेन गेमा इज इक्वल टू रूट ऑफ जेड वाई. अब भाई गेमा जो है वो क्या है, हमारा गेमा जो है वो क्या है, दैट वी ऑलरेडी डिस्कस, दैट इज प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट. तो फिर वापस हमें ये प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट को भूलना नहीं है. ओके, वंस अगेन आई विल रिपीट व्हाट इज प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट. इफ such kind of questions asked in examination or in your viva, then you can say that in simple word, propagation constant is a measure of changes in a sinusoidal electromagnetic wave in terms of amplitude and phase. मतलब कि जो आपका sinusoidal wave है उसको वो measure करता है कि वो in terms of amplitude and phase में कितना वेरी हो रहा है. ओके, उसके एम्पलीट्यूड में कितने वेरिएशन आ रहा है और वो अपने जो डायरेक्शन है फेज एंगल का उससे वो कितना वेरी हो रहा है, उसके लिए हम प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट यूज करते हैं. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट जब हमने बात की है कि भाई वो अपना जो फेज एंगल है और एम्पलीट्यूड है उसको जो वेरिएशन है वो हमें डिराइव करता है, तो उसके लिए हमें डेफिनेटली क्या लेना पड़ेगा कि z एंड y को we have to take into the picture. Now how much propagation constant is equal to, that is equal to root of zy. Okay, root of zy is nothing but once again that is our distributed parameter in our transmission line, that is series impedance and shunt admittance. So product of and root of that product of series impedance and shunt admittance will give you the changes of phase and the amplitude of that particular signal. Okay, so that's why your y, that is propagation constant, is equal to root of zy. I am talking about this equation, students. Okay, that's how this equation number 9 is formed. Now you can see that is root of zy. Okay, once again what we have to just do, just grab this term r plus j omega l in place of z over here and g plus j omega c in place of y over here. So this equation is once again become root of r plus j omega l plus g plus j omega c. That is nothing but the root of your series impedance and root of your shunt admittance. Now once again we have the derivation that r plus j omega l plus g plus j omega c. We are considering r plus j omega l, root of r plus j omega l, as an alpha and g plus j omega c as an beta. Okay, so your equation for the this propagation constant gamma is equal to become alpha plus j beta, students. Okay, so your equation number 9 becomes propagation constant is equal to alpha plus j beta. Okay, now once again the story take the turns from here. Okay, alpha plus j beta. Now we are considering alpha plus j beta. Now what is alpha? Okay, alpha, that is nothing but the attenuation constant. Now our loss transmission line we are considering as a lossless transmission line. So we are considering alpha attenuation constant is equal to 0 over here, students. So please take care of that. Alpha we are considering 0 over here and our propagation constant gamma we ever get that is alpha plus j beta. So यहाँ पे हम 0 इसको consider करेंगे तो कौन सा टर्म रह जाएगा हमारे पास, सिर्फ क्या टर्म रहेगा, j beta. Okay, now beta, that is equal to phase constant. नाउ व्हाट इज फेस कांस्टेंट, तो उसके लिए एक इक्वेशन यहाँ पे दिया गया है फेस कांस्टेंट के लिए, भाई बीटा इज इक्वल टू 1/2 पाई रूट एल सी। तो कुछ इक्वेशंस ऐसे हैं जो आपको अगर नहीं पता चल रहा है तो कुछ इक्वेशन ऐसे हैं जिसको आप याद रख लीजिए विद द प्रैक्टिस, ओके, बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टूड व्हाई इट इज कम एंड वेयर इट इज come from, okay, so over here beta is equal to 1/2 पाई रूट एल सी। यहाँ तक हम पहुंच गए इक्वेशन नंबर 10 तक। सिंपली हमने बाय प्रोपोगेशन कांस्टेंट रूट ऑफ जेड वाई लिया, रूट ऑफ जेड वाई को हमने क्या किया भाई जेड की वैल्यू यहाँ पे आर प्लस जे ओमेगा एल कर दी, वाई की वैल्यू हमने जी प्लस जे ओमेगा सी लिख दी, that is nothing but R is equal to series inductance, sorry, series resistance, and your G is equal to shunt conductance, and we are taking this term as an alpha and this term as a beta, and we are considering our transmission line is lossless, that is alpha is equal to 0. So we can proceed this alpha if we consider alpha is equal to 0, if our transmission line is lossless, then what we have remaining term, that is your propagation constant gamma, that is equal to j beta. So सिर्फ ये term रहेगा students, so gamma is equal to j beta over here, okay. Now please focus over here, that is gamma is equal to j beta. So then equation 7 becomes this. Now what is equation 7? I will just take you through that equation number 7. Now equation 7 में क्या है, E is equal to V cos h omega l minus IR z0 sin h omega l. तो जहाँ पे भी ये गेमा का फंक्शन आया है, ओके, गेमा के लिए हमने क्या वैल्यू फाइंड की है, दैट इज द जे बीटा, ओके। सो इन प्लेस of that gamma we just put that j beta, so what we will get the this term, okay, in place of that you can see over here in place of gamma what we are putting the j beta, okay. So over here that is V cos beta L plus IR Z0 sin BL. Okay, students. Now, what it is? Where is J is gone? Why J is gone? Because it is already having the H hyperbolic function cos H over there. So hyperbolic function into that your imaginary J. So it will be cancelled it out, and it is becomes V cos beta L plus IR Z0 sin beta L. Okay, now if we take beta L is equal to theta, okay, now students what is L stands over here, that is your length of transmission line, and what is beta, that is your propagation constant. So now your theta is become nothing but your electrical length of your transmission line. Now consider your theta over here for the beta L, that is your electrical length of the transmission line, okay. So when you are considering your beta L, in place of beta L what you place, that is you place the theta. So your equation, this equation E is equal to V cos beta L, in place of beta L you just place the theta L over here, and in place of IR Z0 beta L you just place the IR Z0 sin theta over here, okay. So this equation, this is your equation 11, it becomes your equation 11, okay. Now equation 6 and 11 we get. अब हमारे पास क्या है, हमारे पास है इक्वेशन नंबर 6 एंड इक्वेशन नंबर 11, ओके स्टूडेंट्स। सो इक्वेशन नंबर 6 क्या है, सो इक्वेशन नंबर 6 इज दैट which is we derived in very beginning, that is E into cos delta plus J sin delta, and equation number 11 क्या है, अगर आपको नहीं पता चल रहा है तो प्लीज राइट डाउन दिस टू इक्वेशंस, ओके, दैट इज what equation number 6, that is E cos delta plus J sin delta, and equation number 11, that is E is equal to V cos theta plus IR Z0 sin theta. So from that what we are doing, we are just putting the value of E की equation number 6 में E की वैल्यू क्या दी रखी है, क्या हमने डिराइव की है, that is E into cos delta plus J sin delta, ओके, ये सिर्फ ये वैल्यू यहाँ पे हमने पुट कर दी है, और ये एज इट इज यहाँ पे नीचे लिख दिया, ठीक है। सो दैट इज इट बिकम्स इज इक्वल टू v cos थीटा प्लस IRZ0 sin थीटा। नाउ वंस अगेन, after deriving the equation number 12, what we will get? From power triangle, we can easily derive the relation between active and reactive power as given below. Now we must have to consider or remember our power triangle, which is having active power, reactive power, and the apparent power, as I discussed in previous video lecture which I posted in our channel. So detailed explanation is given in that what is the power triangle was. Okay, so not go into the depth of that power triangle, but from the power triangle we will get this equation, that is IR is equal to P minus JQ by V. Now over here what is IR? That is the receiving end current. तो भाई receiving end current हमें कितना मिल रहा है? तो वो P minus JQ by V जितना मिल रहा है, जहाँ पे P क्या है, हमारा जो टोटल पावर है वो minus JQ, that is your reactive power, P your active power minus reactive power divided by जो भी हमारा सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज, सॉरी रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज है वो. ओके, सो that is your receiving current is equal to your active power minus reactive power divided by your receiving end voltage. So now this equation we will get from the power triangle. So if you do not get, just try to remember these things. IR is equal to minus, it is simple, it is not that tough. IR is equal to nothing but active power minus reactive power divided by total voltage you will get at your end. Okay, now what we have to do in this process, put the value of IR, that is receiving end power, from equation number 13 to equation number 12. okay, यहाँ पे जो जहाँ पे भी आपको receiving end करंट दिखता है IR, वहाँ पे हमें सिर्फ क्या करना है, P माइनस JQ by V, ये वैल्यू यहाँ पे पुट करनी है. ओके, सो नथिंग गोन टू चेंज in remaining term. In just in place of that we have to put, instead of IR we have to put over here the P minus JQ by V. okay, now over here, that is this equation becomes, after putting the value of IR, this equation becomes equation 14, that is E into cos delta plus J sin delta is equal to V cos theta plus J Z0 sin theta into P minus JQ by V. सिंपली हमने जो IR की वैल्यू है ये इस इक्वेशन नंबर 12 में IR की वैल्यू डाली तो हमें इक्वेशन नंबर 14 मिल गया ये वाला. ओके, सो नाउ व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, we have to do that separating the real and imaginary part of equation 14. now what we are doing, रियल और इमेजनरी पार्ट को हमने सेपरेट किया है. तो रियल और इमेजनरी पार्ट को सेपरेट करने के बाद हमें क्या मिला कि भाई इमेजनरी पार्ट हमने यहाँ पे निकाल दिया, तो रियल पार्ट में क्या मिला, E cos डेल्टा इज इक्वल टू V cos थीटा प्लस Z0 Q by V sin theta. okay, so from that equation you will get that E cos theta J sin theta यहाँ से निकल जाएगा. okay, V cos theta plus V cos theta plus over here that is Z0 sin theta Q by V. okay, so once again you will see that over here in place of that you can write down over here E sin theta is equal to Z0 into P by V sin theta. okay, so you can write down in place of, if you equate this equation, E cos delta is equal to V cos theta plus Z0 theta by Q by V sin theta, you will get this Z0 P by V sin theta. so these are the real term that you separated out, and these are the imaginary term that you separated out from the equation number 14. okay, so now what we are doing now, calculate the reactive power value from equation 17. we get, because reactive power क्या है हमारा, एक imaginary term है reactive power. so हम इस term से reactive power को calculate कर सकते हैं. okay, so now calculate the reactive power value from 17. we get E cos delta is equal to V cos theta plus Z0 Q by V sin theta. okay, so the reactive power Q is given as, what is reactive power Q is given, that is EV cos theta by Z0 sin theta. Okay, that is EV cos theta, that is nothing but E into V, that is receiving end voltage and सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज इनटू कॉस डेल्टा, क्योंकि भाई जो हमने डेल्टा क्या हुआ ऑलरेडी इमेजिन किया हुआ कि इतने डेल्टा पे ये पावर ट्रांसफर हो रहा है ओके, डिवाइडेड बाय Z0 sin थीटा, दैट इज योर series your natural impedance Z0 sin theta, okay, minus v square cos theta divided by Z0 sin theta. So आप ये रिएक्टिव पावर कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो रिएक्टिव पावर के लिए आपको ये इक्वेशन मिल जाएगा, EV cos theta minus Z0 sin theta minus v square cos theta by Z0 sin theta. Okay, now from equation 18 we can calculate the sending end power as given below. फॉर द सेंडिंग एंड पावर हमें क्या मिलेगा, सेंडिंग एंड पावर इज इक्वल टू माइनस EV cos डेल्टा डिवाइडेड बाय Z0 sin थीटा माइनस E स्क्वायर cos थीटा डिवाइडेड बाय Z0 sin थीटा. ओके स्टूडेंट, सो आप ठीक तरह से यहाँ से आगे सिंपली इसको कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो आपको ये रिसीविंग एंड पावर का एक इक्वेशन मिलेगा और एक सेंडिंग एंड रिसीविंग एंड रिएक्टिव पावर का एक इक्वेशन मिलेगा और सेंडिंग एंड रिएक्टिव पावर का एक इक्वेशन मिलेगा. ओके, नाउ इक्वेशन 18 and 19 gives the values of reactive power for both end of the system, sending end and the receiving end. Okay, but whenever we consider the lossless line, then sending and receiving end voltage becomes equal. Okay, जब हमें लॉसलेस लाइन हमने डिसाइड किया कि भाई लॉसलेस लाइन है तो क्या होता है, लॉसलेस कब कह सकते हैं, अगर कोई भी लॉसेस नहीं है तो क्या होगा कि जितना भी हम पावर सेंड कर रहे हैं उतना पावर हम रिसीव कर रहे हैं. दैट्स वाई सेंडिंग एंड एंड रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज बिकम्स इक्वल. ओके, सो E is equal to V. Now due to that the sending end and receiving end reactive power equation can be given as QR is equal to E square cos delta minus E square cos theta divided by Z0 sin theta. ओके, तो अपना QR क्या रहेगा यहाँ पे E square cos theta, जो भी अपना जो सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज है वो, माइनस E square cos theta divided by Z0 sin theta. Okay, now over here you can see similarly for the sending and reactive power minus E square cos delta minus E square cos theta divided by Z sin theta. Okay, so from equation 20 and 21 we can say that our QR is equal to minus QS. So from above two equations you can see it is similar, QR minus QR is equal to minus QS. That means reactive power at receiving end is equal to minus reactive power at the sending end. So for the lossless transmission line, that is in nutshell you can say that reactive power at the receiving end is equal to minus reactive power at the sending end. Now here for lossless transmission line, theta is very small and that's why cos theta is equal to 1 and the value of Z0 sin theta is equal to x line. So equation 21 can be written as given below once again, that is QS is equal to E square into 1 minus cos delta divided by x is equal to minus QR. So that is nothing but the sending and reactive power is equal to minus receiving and reactive power. Okay, so this shows that the generation of reactive power is large for longer transmission lines. ओके, अगर आपके ट्रांसमिशन लाइन की लेंथ ज़्यादा है तो आपको वहाँ पे ज़्यादा रिएक्टिव पावर जनरेट करना पड़ेगा. एंड फॉर हैवी पावर फ्लो लार्जर वैल्यू ऑफ रिएक्टिव पावर इज नीडेड. इट इज़ बट ऑब्वियस if you want to transfer a big amount of power through the transmission line, you have to generate the larger amount of the reactive power. Now reactive power demand of a transmission line at a given line loading is shown in figure. So over here one graph is given, students. So graph, what is graph says that graph shows that characteristic cross the x-axis at the particular point. At this point reactive power need is 0. Okay, ये जो point है इसके ऊपर क्या है, reactive power हमें 0 चाहिए. That means what its graph says that, students, you can see that horizontal line it is states the transmission line length in kilometer, and this vertical line, that is the need of reactive power. What the need of reactive power in pu, that is shows that. Okay, so students, from the graph you can see, as the transmission length of the transmission line increases, we need the more reactive power. You can see this graph is increasing in that fashion. Okay, so, and you can also say that up to the three nearly 400-kilometer length of line, we need a very less amount of reactive power, you can say, and below that this reactive power amount is in minus, in negative. Okay, so this graph is shows that when the transmission line length is occur, or transmission line length is increased, you need a more reactive power as the line length is increased, and it is also known as a this particular point on real power axis is called as surge impedance loading point, SIL point. Okay, when your SIL point, this is also one new theory after this theory, surge impedance loading, that we will discuss in the next lecture. What is surge impedance loading in detail, but this is the graph that it will be shows that. Okay, so it indicates that for particular amount of power transfer there is a specific transmission line length. It means that transmission line length is constrained by the reactive power. That means transmission line में अगर हमें power transfer करना है तो we need the reactive power, and for the uncompensated transmission line, what we are doing, we have to provide the reactive power as per as what we want to transfer the electric power. So I hope student this topic is very well clear to all guys. So once again I just want to remind you, that is the question, that is reactive power requirement of an uncompensated line, and these all are the equations. Okay students, so these all are the equations. Please make a practice of it so you can easily derive this theory if it is asked in the examination. Okay students, just a moment.